Hi, this is Take the Gate. It is March 21st, 2014, and I just wanted to bring to your attention this news story out of the Chicago Tribune about Harvey, Illinois. It was written on February 11th, 2014 by Joseph Ryan, Joe Marr, and Matthew Wahlberg. The state turns blind eye to problems in Harvey. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight this so that everyone can see it. The mayor of Harvey is by the name of Eric Kellogg, and Kellogg has been mayor for quite some time, and during his time there, an FBI agent who was undercover and an informant donated $140,000 to his political campaign for mayor re-election. I'll just go ahead and read you that. The rescue came from an odd backer. The Tribune has learned an undercover FBI agent. The agent has been placed in a local strip club to investigate corruption, and for reasons federal officials won't discuss, records show the agent formed a special political committee and primed it with $140,000. That committee then flooded the crucial 2007 mayoral race, which helped Eric Kellogg to victory. Even as federal agents were probing the mayor's police department, the FBI's involvement uncovered this in an investigation by the Tribune, and it said a series of investigations to follow. Now, I just want you to know that when they were investigating, they were finding out that Kellogg, who won a re-election campaign to rid the town of crime, corruption, and racism, put his brother, a full-time plumber, in charge of new police initiatives. He named his sister his main assistant and his niece as the city's attorney in a bid to save money. He also had police officers who backed Kellogg, who had been fired under the previous administration, rehired, and later on those police officers were finding out that they had gang ties. They were brutalizing citizens, which is, police brutality, and the fumbling of their, police cases. And you can read all that right about here. Now, during this time that the police were handling the case, they did not solve any rapes or murders in 2006. And yeah, the FBI informant's name was Carlos Vargas, and that is not his real name, and he was listed as a construction consultant. So we are paying for this FBI agent to help remodel a strip club for one of their informants by the name of Michael Wellek. He became an informant after $12 million in cash was seized from a warehouse he controlled in 2003, according to those records. So, the important thing I'm trying to point out here is that the FBI is working hand in hand with criminals to buy up local elections. So if we're not paying attention to where that money is coming from, that could be donated by an informant for the FBI or an agent of the FBI to create policies that are favorable to the FBI or the federal government. So if you're pro-drug, anti-drug, pro-abortion, anti-abortion, pro-sexual rights for LGBT community or anti-LGBT community, pro-marriage, anti-marriage, you name it, they're against it or for it. They can filter in their people on the ground and get you unelected by donating massive amounts of money against your local community and constituents. So if you're pro-gun, anti-gun, they could do the same thing. And this just is probably the tip of the iceberg that these reporters have pointed out. And I think this should be a larger news story. And going down here, I will show you that the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department has gotten involved due to the high level of corruption that has been shown. And they also point out that Montana had a prosecutor, and that prosecutor was negligent in prosecuting the cases of rape that came against people in Montana. We're talking about children, so, and this just goes to show you that they will protect their own when it comes to it. And I was going to highlight that right here.
When fighting crime clashes with the Constitution. It's a Unit 5 special report. Apparently doing nothing illegal when suddenly the police pick you up and take you to jail for loitering.
If you think that it can't happen in America, think again. Unit 5's Renee Ferguson found that it is happening, and more.
Warner and Allison, this is a story about a police department that allegedly orders its officers to break the law in what is apparently a desperate attempt to clean up crime and drugs. Welcome to 153rd Street in Loomis in South Suburban Harvey. But watch out, because this is a place where residents and even some police say you will be picked up, locked up, and kept in jail.
They'll ride up right on you, jump right out, don't ask you no questions, no names, no ID, put your hands behind your back. You're going to jail for loitering. You know?
Lonnie Cooksey says he was shocked when he got locked up for loitering in his own front yard.
This all I want to know, how's I'm loitering in front of 15237 and it's my house.
And Cooksey is not alone. Unit 5 obtained these police reports showing multiple arrests in the same neighborhood on the same day, all for loitering.
It became quite a problem. It was very frequent.
Former patrolman Christian Dagry says police are ordered to arrest and keep subjects in jail, sometimes for days.
He would order us to detain them, hold them for 48 to 72 hours in our booking facility and release them without charges.
He is this man, Patrol Commander Darnell Keel.
Tonight is everybody get to spend the night in the jail cell. I got to make some numbers, so I'm taking everybody to jail.
Work for the city say they were interrogated about alleged death threats against the mayor. NBC5's Don Lemon has the exclusive interviews.
They say it happened in a room like this one.
He left the room and I heard the door locked. He took my phone and he shut the door and locked me in the room. I was afraid.
Janetta Reeves-Smith, LaTanya Ruffin, and Karen Tompkins claim that in October of 2003, they were taken from their city jobs to the police station, locked in interrogation rooms, and questioned for hours about alleged death threats made against Harvey Mayor Eric Kellogg, even though it was a man police suspected of making the threats.
He kept repeating himself, "You're not leaving until we get our answers to what we're looking for."
They say they were interrogated by several officials, all of whom Unit 5 spoke to last October, including the mayor.
Let me say exactly what I said. I said my life was threatened, and city employees were interviewed, never interrogated.
Police Chief Andrew Joshua.
No, they were free to walk out here at any point if they wanted to.
And Commander Merritt Gentry.
I don't know if you understand the difference between interrogation, questioning someone, talking to someone, interviewing someone. There's a difference in this.
It was against my will. I requested to leave. I requested water. I requested to eat. I was refused everything.
They say they sat on a bench where handcuffs were placed. No bathroom, their purses and cell phones were taken, and they were denied phone calls. Tompkins says she was even threatened by Commander Gentry to be locked in a cell and strip searched.
when I come back in this room, I want you to be completely naked.
But she refused. Commander Gentry refused to answer specific questions about the women.
I'm not going to comment on any particular disgruntled employee that no longer works here.
One other commander, Darnell Kill, reportedly questioned Karen Tompkins in his office, then locked her in an interrogation room. You might remember him from a Unit 5 investigation last year.
Ain't no ghetto thing.
He later apologized for his behavior, but didn't have much to say about the women's claims.
I speak to every city employee. Do they come to the police department? Of course they do. That's just an allegation.
As a mayor, I can interview any of my employees. Am I correct?
He could have interviewed me in his office at City Hall, in the conference room at City Hall. He could have interviewed me in the parking lot of the police department, but to take me in an interrogation room? No, he can't do that to me. I don't think so. Not in America, okay?
Now, the women no longer work for the city of Harvey. One quit, the other two say their jobs were eliminated. The city says they were lawfully terminated, and the women are expected to file a lawsuit tomorrow. Tonight, the city of Harvey released this statement to Unit 5. In it, the police chief says the questioning was voluntary. He adds, Harvey police believe one or more of the three may have information that is relevant to the ongoing criminal investigation. Now, it goes on to say the allegations are baseless and without merit, and the city rejects the notion of a settlement. Allison Warner.
All right, thank you, Don. All right, thank you, Don.
As Harvey police
tomorrow.
Tonight, the city, their jobs were eliminated.
In Missoula, Montana, to ensure that
now the women
properly handled rape investigations. So, children were being raped, and these people, you wonder why nothing changes? These people are in charge, and they are all mostly pedophiles or backed by pedophiles. And I'm not going to go through and point out why that is. You need to do the research. So, from the top down, lawyers, judges, politicians, police officers, you name it, anyone that works in the government, they are most likely put into place by pedophiles. And those pedophiles are rampant in our government.